Hello everybody, and welcome back to my beta world. We're currently on an island, which doesn't really have a name yet, but we have actually been on this times in different videos, usually from over there. That's the boat that we were working on last time. This whole island is part of a larger kind of city project, which I have mentioned in previous videos and has been going ahead, at least in the planning stage. As you can tell, there's not a whole lot of concrete buildings around here, but there is a lot of wool. Since the last video where I worked on this boat, I've basically kind of finished the exterior, at least like the actual shell of the ship is completely done. Unfortunately, the closer you get, the more apparent the incompleteness becomes, because as you can see, all these floors basically just look like this. The only actual interior work which I've done is down here and here. This is the actual engine of the ship, as you can probably tell. It's a triple expansion steam engine. No, I'm not a steam engine guy, but it's just kind of cool to have an engine here. The actual pistons are made out of iron blocks, and also they're in different stages. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I got kind of stuck with like what to do, and I figured I had to like make the engine first because, well, I can show you, because on these floors, the actual floor space is kind of determined by all the, the funnel and the engines, and this is actually like accurate to the boat. Like the engines do come up quite far, so you can imagine like you're not gonna have a room right here. This is probably still gonna be like, decks like that, so there'll probably be like a hallway here, but I can't really make the whole like design before I know where that is. So on the actual one, they have like little skylights here, which I will add when this gets done, because it's gonna get done. We just have to wait. But yeah, that's the boat. It looks nice from pretty far away. It's very big, especially from the shore. But yeah, I mean that's cool. It's a big boat, so not really too worried. But don't fret, because I didn't just spend all my time building wool squares and building this boat. Well, I did actually do that, but I did it on a much larger scale. So this is West March, or will become West March, as you can see. There's no buildings here yet, so a bit of a common theme for this video, but don't worry. Also built that mountain in the back. Well, built is a bit of a strong word, but yeah, this is a whole city here. It's kind of hard to show what's going on. This is like the main road. There's going to be a tram running down here, and that is going to connect to a project I started like 2 years ago, which was the note blocks that was going to go from spawn to the base. I kind of got rid of the whole railway section here. Really put the note blocks on a hold because I didn't know where the track would go, but I'm thinking that this street, like with the trams, is going to have like a minecart that goes along here, so we can finally finish that project. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's get to a bit of a better vantage point. From up here, it looks a lot smaller. It feels way bigger on the ground, which I guess makes sense. So, big canal goes through the city, and that canal, well, the whole reason for this mountain is this canal exists, so obviously canal needs a river, and the river has to come from somewhere, so it comes from this mountain. This is the industrial area, so you can see this big building, that's the rail yard, because obviously we need a rail yard. That's like an actual like inlet, it's gonna be like a port kind of thing. This is all, obviously you can see the docks along the coast, there's plenty of them. So yeah, it's all color coded, well, sort of color coded. Red, important. This is the tram station. I'm not set on that shape. This is the church, and yeah, pretty cool seeing it from up here. It's gonna be even cooler when it's actually done. But yeah, how about I show you how I actually designed it. Okay, so this is the city of Westmarch, which we were just looking at before in Minecraft, but not in Minecraft. This is the second iteration of designing the city, which is meant to be, a relatively accurate depiction. The scale is what 1 mil is 1 block. So yeah, the way I made it is there's this application called Cartograph G. It prints out a bird eye view, and I based it off that. Up here I haven't done any of this. This is like meant to be more rural housing, as you can see by how spaced apart they are. But yeah, I haven't done this because I have to do terrain. Unfortunately, like my initial plans didn't really account for how hilly this area is. So this intersection is like floating in the air above like a big cliff. So I'm gonna have to do terraforming for this area, or I might just cut this area, but I do like kind of do like how it looks. Some of this area up here, I haven't actually drawn it yet because this is right up against like a cliff. That will probably have to get pushed back. So I'll show you the original plan. So this is to scale for the most part. As you can see, it's got the same layout. We still have this in the middle. I drew this whole extra island bit, I suppose. And this whole area is actually smaller because this is not as big as it should be. We have this whole island. So this is the island that we're on at the start. We started like around here, this tennis court, big manor, greenhouse, servants are all back here. The actual island's made up of different farms. There's 2 churches here, one for the poor, one for the rich. And down here we have docks. On this version, you can see all these houses up here. And there is like a faint line where I knew I was kind of pushing it, but all these houses here aren't in the game yet. The 2 bigger houses, which I do want to put the bigger houses in because they're cooler and you can do more stuff. But yeah, these are all just basically filler houses at the moment. You have all of these houses here, but they're just general. I do have, hang on, let me get my list of buildings. You got all the commercial buildings and kind of the mixed ones here, and some industrial, so blacksmith, foundry, steel mills in there, like lumber, sawmill. There's gonna be pubs and stuff. I was briefly toying around with the idea of a full sewer system. So yeah, that will happen eventually, I suppose. So this is the original plan for both, Manor Island and the actual town. This is the first accurate drawing I made. But for the actual main town, by my count, over here there was 95 residential, 14 industrial buildings. Residential just includes all of these placeholder houses. But yeah, so that's the town, and that's how I designed it. And we're back in the game of Minecraft. So, like I was saying in that little live action part, this area is originally designated to have buildings right at this intersection. There's meant to be a park right here. As you can see, not currently possible with the terrain that is currently in place. So this is going to have to be pushed back a bit, which is going to be useful anyway because I'm going to have some 2 big houses there, which you saw, maybe more, who knows. You can see the problem with the terrain. This is a quite steep grade, extremely steep, and this is the end, one of the entrances to the town. As you can see, it's gonna have to be brought down a bit. That's the bit that was sticking out, and it goes right through this road. I haven't just been working on developing that city. Also been doing quite a lot of terraforming. We're on the other side of the mountain. We're basically right under it. As you can see, quite a bit of terraforming has been going on. So that's the mountain right there. As you can see, lots of terraforming. So this is the river that I'm talking about. You can see this where it will go. This is all the terrain around it. So as you can see, this is all made up terrain, and yeah, it's pretty cool. See the mountain from here. I wanted to keep this lake, but it's way too low, like super low. Like it's basically the same level as the, like it's slightly above sea level. So it just would not be enough for a river. This we want. I want to have these like little rapids area. Have terrain over here as well. I've basically done this whole side of the river. Is the terrain's done. And the mountain almost goes up to height limit, but not quite because I need to, have room for stuff. Yeah, so all this had to be dug in, as you can see. I have actually started slightly doing terrain here. But yeah, this left side, other than the exposed stone, is all done. And you get to this winding part of the river. And this is like the limit of where I've done work, because this whole like mountain's gonna, have to move probably. And yeah, we're back at the city. And all that exists just so that I could have a cool canal, basically. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Really enjoyed looking at my world. I think some pretty cool stuff going on right now. And yeah, I guess I'll get back to work on this. And see you in the next video. See ya.